You are listening to the Daily Gospel Reflections with Sister Cloth. This podcast is brought to you by the Paulines Multimedia. It is our mission to bring the Word of God to all peoples through sounds and images, voices, and music. Come and join us as we share with you a thought a day. A reading from the Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 1, verses 21 to 28. They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus entered the synagogue and taught. They were astounded at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Just then there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be silent and come out of him." And the unclean spirit, convulsing him and crying with a loud voice, came out of him. They were all amazed, and they kept on asking one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." At once his fame began to spread throughout the surrounding region of Galilee. Today is Sunday. May we spend it joyfully and holily with the Lord. Okay, we heard the demon when he said, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." So the demon knew Jesus. One biblical scholar says that in ancient superstition, we may consider one to have spiritual power over another if he knew the exact name of the adversary. So when when the demon addressed Jesus with the full title of Jesus, Son of the Most High, he did not mean to openly confess his greatness in the presence of the crowd around him. It was an attempt to gain control over him. But did the demon succeed in disarming Jesus? Not at all. What happened instead was when Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be silent and come out of him." The unclean spirit, convulsing the possessed man and crying with a loud voice, came out of him. My analogy may not relate closely to the gospel episode, but I hope it will make sense. Sometimes the demon in us tries to provoke us into dominating others. How often, for instance, have we tried to weaken the psychological defenses of those we consider a threat to us in many ways? We sometimes even call them names and used their expertise with sarcasm. But because our adversaries happen to be people of dignity and self-contained persons, we find ourselves defeated and at a loss. This logic reminds me of Andrew Carnegie's quote, "Immense power is acquired by assuring yourself in your secret reveries that you were born to control affairs." Well, I'd like to translate this quotation differently by saying that as we become more empowered in our spiritual life, we can take that self-confidence out into the world. That is, we can all grow and develop that inner strength in the spiritual realm, not just in secret reveries, but in focusing on the experience of God's love that is changing us from the inside out. Be with us again tomorrow as we share with you a thought a day. Meanwhile, you can follow us and listen to other Apple and Google podcasts on Spotify, produced by Paulines Multimedia. Have a good day.